Alright, so I'm back, and today I'm gonna do it. We're gonna take a look at the Xtransbots Apollyon. Now, we did do a review on this before, so this is gonna be kind of like a re-review. And so this time I've decided we're gonna transform him. I kind of chickened out on the first run when I had it the first time, so I went ahead, got a great deal on this guy. Shout out to Bobby Skullface for giving me a good deal on this guy. So yeah, let's take a look at it. So first off, we got the instructions. I'm gonna keep these right next to me just in case. Transforming it to gun mode was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. But we'll see if we can get it back easily and see how well it goes back. Of course, you get the little baggie of parts because he's got the shoulder bits and the extra. These are the shoulder replacements. It looks like one was replaced, the other one wasn't, but that's okay. And that's the orange plug for the his actual barrel and the little screwdriver that these things come with. So he's got some other accessories that those go into robot mode. So first off, we've got the that's not plugged in all the way. We got the silencer on there. We got the stock. It makes it really big, kind of hard to get in all in screen. It does feel a lot lighter than it looks like it should be heavier, but I'm not actually complaining about that. I'm just making an observation. So this slides off. Little scrape on the barrel, so it's probably about on par with the Masterpiece Megatron. Try and get that barrel in there all the way. Some of the other little panels didn't quite get in there just right for the transformation. You can see like a little gappage going on here, but that's probably me not wanting to push the figure too hard. But yeah, this does slide on pretty easily. It doesn't feel as scary as the MP, I will say that. But it does leave it a little hair of a scratch on there. And then this can just slide off here. And of course this can split apart and you can make this stupid looking, what does this do? How does this work? You can make this stupid little stand thing and make him like that thing, whatever. I still don't care about that. I really don't. So here he is in gun mode. The trigger does have a good spring in there, so I wish it just had a clicky. That's all I wish. As you see, some things aren't quite tabbed in all the way. Like I said, it's probably me just not wanting to force it. So let's go ahead and get into transformation. So first off, we're going to take this piece off and set that off to the side. You can leave it on there, but I choose not to, just because I don't want to break anything. All right. So first off, we want to see here. This whole section will lift up. Now this little piece here, I will point out, is really loose, so it keeps like coming down and getting in the way. But yeah, this whole section should lift up. Okay, loosen this up a little bit first. There we go. And then we can just slide this whole section up. It's one of those kind of hard to figure out where you want to put pressure. There we go. Whew, that's scary. Alright, so that came up. Now we can start really working at it. Let's see here. Get this all up like that. We want to undo this piece here. Flip this up. This is die cast. I wish this was a screw so you can go in and tighten that. See, it's kind of floppy. So I'm going to open up this panel here, down and around. Pull the head up. This panel will fold in. This will fold back. Rotate the head forward. Easy peasy. Alright, now. Oh, see, okay, so this has got a scratch-free film right here. Because when this goes over here, the die cast will probably scratch it up. So it's clever, but at the same time annoying that it's even there. Alright, so undo the arms here. Split them apart. Like this. And I thought this was actually pretty clever. Like I said, I never actually transformed my first Apollyon. I just kind of got it in bot mode, and that's how I left him. So pull this panel here out, and then this will come down like this. That opens up this big gap in the back. And we want to fold this over like so. Just like that. And then get that all the way in there. You can see it lining up on the inside. And then once that's all lined up, you take this piece here and you rotate it back and back into place, tabbing it in, and that helps hold those arm poles where they need to be. Like that. Now everything's all locked into place. Now when you're going into gun mode, one of the things you got to do is you got to squeeze these panels, these red panels, in, and that's what helps hold the, or that's how you get the torso in. But now that they're out, they're spring loaded, and it helps hold the torso up. Again, I have to admit, it's clever. Alright, now these panels here come out like that. So you got this little square peg, and then you rotate the arm around, flip those panels back out. They're really loose, which is a little frustrating to kind of work with them. Rotate this over and lock it on like that. So fold this up. Flip this out. Lock this on. There you go. Alright, extend the forearms like that. This will come up and just kind of help fill in the back of his shoulder here. We're going to leave the this arm in so that we can do the ball and chain thing. This will fold down, closes up like that. This will come around this way, and then you fold it up, and then this tab here will plug into that slot there. Now, my first copy, that tab made this super loose, and yep, that's pretty loose. When I first got this guy out of the box today, this was super tight on there. So one transformation, and it starts loosening up. That's all it takes. And I got to transform this guy one more time, too. extend this out, fold this up, flip the hand out on this guy. Untab this. This will come around, tab into place, and that one's actually really secure, so we're good there. Extend the fingers, and then this will rotate around and sit on the back right there. All right. Slide that part up, and then just kind of fill it in. All right, now we got the legs to do. So this will rotate around like this. This will rotate around as well. This should be out, and then you pull these two pieces here out, and then they will plug into here, or below it, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to do this off of memory. These things are just so loose, they're worthless. Let's see. Split the legs. Legs, and then we split the torso here. Whew. It's a tight joint. And this will split apart, releasing the trigger. Alright, and then how does this go? Comes up like this. And this will tab here will plug into this hole here. Just like that. This will, oh, these come out straight. Alright, so yeah, these little side pieces here, they straighten out even though they're super loose, and they're not going to stay where I want them to. And then when you tab it in, all of this will tab into the inside here. So you got a plug here, hole here, and a plug here. They'll plug in here, here, and the holes there. Let's extend the leg. Then do that. Same thing over here. So I'm not catching these flippy, or these little tiny tabs, because they're moving on me. That's really crappy. People wonder why I don't like Xtransbots. Alright. This will flip over, this will flip over, just like that. About to rotate the camera up, but we don't really need to just yet, because we're working on legs. Alright. This assembly's wonky as hell. So pull this out a little bit, and you want to pull this here up, and this will come up like this, just like that. This piece will come in, rotate this up, and so assembly kind of locks into place-ish. just like that. Just kind of like piles up on itself. Fold this piece here back. Then this piece comes down. This will come around like this. Tab in, filling out the foot. This will fold back down. And then this can come down and become the heel spur. So better heel spur than the actual MP one, I'd say. Rotate this around. Now this will fold in. This rotates down. This will rotate up like that. And then this whole foot assembly can slide up. And when I first transformed this guy out of gun mode, or out of robot mode, all of these panels here were super, super tight on the waist. And now they are all super, super loose, not holding together. So, one transformation and it's done. Not great. Not great at all. So, loosen this up. This will fold up. This whole assembly will come up. Rotate in. Rotate this around. This will fold in. This comes down. This comes up. Flip this down, out, around, down, and down. See, it's so loose. It's pretty worthless now. I mean, this is bad. This is real bad, guys. Oh, this is so bad. Let's see if I can try and tighten this screw up, maybe. This is really, really bad. Alright. Alright, well, there he is. Rotate it up. Yeah, the more I play with it, the less I like it, because it's coming apart at the seams almost. Like these hips, when I first pulled this thing out of the box, those things were super nice and tight, but now they're barely holding together. This is pretty bad. And this is just okay, let's try and breeze through this one the best we can real quick. Cannon can attach to the side of his arm. You can take this and rotate this around and have it on the front of his arm like he did in the cartoon. Something that I didn't quite point out, or I didn't point it out in my MP review. But that is a thing there. Like, I wonder why the MP didn't have that option. I don't think it would have been that hard to do. He's got the little pistol that he used to kill Prime with. We're going to take this off so that there's less weight on his arm. Open this up. Let's see how he holds it. Everything's loose here. Holds it better than the MP did. So, and then you wrap the individually articulated fingers around it if you want to. He's got the sword. Plugs in. He holds that one just fine. This does not come apart. The MP did, and I really like that feature. You got the ball and chain. You know, whoop-dee frickin' do. You can slide that over. This was the one thing that broke my original one. I was putting this thing on. And it doesn't want to slide on either. So, but yeah. Yay. Doesn't work. Alright. Rotate this around. We're going to flip out the other hand, because we're done with that. And it's really stuck in there now. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Don't know what I was expecting, honestly. This chest panel, or no, this one comes off and you can put this one on. I am noticing right away that there's a sticky film on this from the tape that was used to hold it in the package. I don't know if you guys, there you go, you can see that. So that's gross. And I'm not going to bother doing that because I don't want to damage it any further. Key to Vector Sigma. Plastic. The one that came with the MP, I believe, was die-cast, but I think that was the same one that came with the Optimus. One of the reissues of Optimus. And you got the helmet here. Set it on there. Looks good. That works fine. No scratches. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're good. I think he, paint-wise, he survived the transformation. The only blemish is the barrel there. So I would say that is the one thing I would really give him over the MP. So he doesn't chip up. Now I know a lot of them did chip up, so maybe certain paints require time to cure. So when this guy was first coming out and everybody was reviewing it and playing with it for the first time, maybe the paint just hadn't been able to cure enough, if that makes sense. And by transforming it, it just wasn't sticking very well. I don't know. Because, like I said, the only part I have chips is the die cast on there. But yeah, other than that, I think the paint survived it really well. That's pretty much it. I think the transformation is good. I like the transformation. I actually found that quite enjoyable. When I was first transforming a gun, I was impressed. I will not lie. I never watched somebody review that portion of it. I always just kind of skip ahead to the final thoughts and stuff. So I never actually watched a transformation on the guy. I just heard it was such a nightmare and figures were breaking left and right. I just chose not to do it for my first review. So the transformation was fun. It was enjoyable. It was a little complex, but at the same time it was enjoyable. The fact that he didn't survive it leaves me very irritated. Very, very irritated. The panels, we'll go through it. So this is looser than it was to start with. This is floppy. These things had always been floppy. These little side pieces here. So, easier for you guys to see. These things were always floppy prior to it, but now they're just a little bit more floppy. So there's another point against him. And I can't seem to quite get them all the way back together where it's supposed to sit. Legs, I did this on the MP one, so it's only fair that I do it on him. So this is what people were showing on the MP, that he could survive, you know, he wouldn't shake if you hold him from the legs. That's why I'm doing it this way. You know, it's like you can make anything look good depending on the way you hold it. Now, if I were to go like this, nothing. I mean, there's no friction to this thing at all. Really, those ratchets are utterly, are virtually worthless. They got the in and out ratchets, up and down. The way the ratchets are set up, I don't think you're going to be able to tighten those. No. You might be able to tighten the outward swivel, or the outward swivel here, but there's no way you're going to tighten that ratchet up. Not that I know of without like resetting the pin. I might have to try and do that with this barrel thing. This thing is just kind of falling apart at the seams here. See, even that's like just kind of flopping open. Or it was. Now it's not. This is just. This is bad. I started this review thinking, man, you know, I was wrong about this company. Because, like I said, I really enjoyed that transformation when I first did it. And now I'm using the screwdriver, just trying to hold this thing together. Okay. Poseability. Head does swivel left and right. It does go up and down. The neck does look a little funky there. But the whole torso does clean up really well, I will say. I like this. This is something that all but the MP were able to do is just have this all cleaned up. The back of the figure, outside of this bar that's holding this in the place, this is all nice and clean. I like this. This is terrible. The big diaper kind of thing going on there. This is bad. I would say the arms clean up fairly well. Not great. Not terrible, but I'm okay with it. Shoulders are on ball joints. Horrible choice. Horrible. It's just. Whew, that is just a horrible choice for a figure this big with this much weight on the arms. To put a ball joint there, that was one of the big flaws with the first version of him, and that's why they had to come with the replacement ball joints. And to get there, you have to pop it off the ball joint, which makes me really concerned on the integrity of the figure in the long run. So, if you're going to do it one time. So this one, I think, has the old one, and it seems to be doing just fine. I could probably pull it off the ball joint if I really played with it. I think this is the newer ball joint. It actually feels a little looser than this one. But it seems to be holding up okay. Like I said, the ball joint there on a figure this size, poor choice. Very poor choice. Forearms do swivel. There's a bend at the elbow. Get you pretty good range there. And then it goes to here, and when that's fine. But if you go a little bit further, it will lock out. So if you want the straight arm look, you can do that. Wrist swivel feels a little loose, but that's okay. Just don't try to put like a heavy object in his hand. Thumbs on a ball joint. Swivel. All of these are ball joints. All of these have swivels. Waist swivels. And as you see, you know, with the waist swivel, you get the crotch bend and the automatic gun falling down. Premature transformation. That's awesome. You move these panels out of the way. This one kind of did it on its own, but and then you got the ratchet up and down. Not a very tight ratchet, as you can see. No, there's a. thigh swivel. Bends at the knee. And then the foot does have the tilt and a rocker. And due to transformation, you can pull this out a little bit further and get more like extreme posing if you need to. But honestly, I think if you get this guy standing in a good pose, you should probably leave him alone. All right. Pushing back. We'll do a quick size comparison. I don't have an MP10. I'm working on it. And I don't have any other Megatrons. I'm working on that as well. Currently, we're doing another giveaway for the MP36, the Megatron. So, with any luck, I got Apollyon. Look at the Megatron. And a friend of mine is going to let me borrow his DX9, and then I'll purchase the Make Toys one. So with any luck, within about a month or so, I'll be able to do a 4-way comparison video in between the 4 gun option Megatrons. And at that point, this guy's probably going to be have had it, because I'll have to transform him one more time for that video. So that's going to be, he's not going to be holding up very well. But it's fair, because, you know, I think you should be able to transform your figures. So here he is with Hot Rod. Or Rodimus. This is Rodimus mode. And tracks. So I think he scales pretty well. It's got a nice size to him. He does look good. I will say that he cleans up fairly well. Waist up, cleans up perfectly. Waist down, pretty junky. I don't like the waist down function of this figure. Now, so in my original review, I gave this guy a 5 out of 10 because I thought he looked really good as a Megatron, but he didn't function as a Transformer because I was so scared of transforming him that I couldn't rate him for half of what the figure's for. This one, now that I've actually done the transformation and seen the extent of the damage that is done during the transformation, I have to give this one a 2 out of 10. The only thing that is good about him is the fact that he looks good as long as you don't touch him. That's it. That's all I can say about him. I honestly don't think this guy is worth it. Now, a lot of people out there were saying, like in my Megatron review, oh, I still like the aesthetics of Apollyon, and I'll agree. The aesthetics of this guy are great. He's got almost as many accessories as the MP one does, and they all work very well, with the exception of the mace that I couldn't get that to work. But that's it. Functionality, this figure is garbage. I mean, this is bad. Let's see. Okay, we started here. These things came loose. This piece is loose. This one's not so bad. This one I had to tighten this joint up during the Poseability. This thing is just worthless. These pieces here just will not stay together now. These things will not quite go all the way back to where they need to be. Right here on this joint that's kind of integral for transformation, it's got a nice big stress mark going. So I don't know why this won't. Oh, I know why this won't stay together. It's Xtransbot garbage. This is exactly why I don't do the giveaways for Xtransbots anymore. You know, there was a kind of a question on whether or not to do the KFC Ditka figure. with the knowledge that it won't survive the transformation and I'd destroy it at the end of it. But I kind of just decided that would be too much work than it's worth. But this thing is just, I can't recommend this to anybody, really. You know, if you get this and you take it out of the box, put it right on your shelf, and you don't ever touch it again, it's still going to give you problems. I promise you, it's going to give you problems at some point. Like I said, I know a lot of people like this figure, but I can't. I can't like it. I can't recommend it. This thing's bad. So, anyway, we're gonna do the big 4-way reviews at some point. So that'd be fun to look at him next to all the other ones.